So I have a quick question. So we know there's an election coming up. And it's not me being a conspiracy theorist or whatever. I think the shooting's real. But a lot of people are posting things about the shooting and they're posting, videos of quote unquote famous people and what they're saying. And a lot of times I just ask myself, you don't have any words yourself. You don't know how to express yourself about this. Then a lot of people are just posting in their stories and they don't post it on their feed. So then I ask myself, like, what are you afraid of or what are you hiding from? But you don't want people to know how you feel or where you stand politically or whatever when it comes to people dying, which I think that says a lot, and that's one of the reasons why we are where we are, because behind closed doors people feel a certain way, but they don't want people to know that publicly. And the whole thing with, guns in America, again, the guns that's been used in the urban community to kill people and mass shootings to kill people, you can't even use these guns to hunt animals. So the guns are made to kill human beings. So you should ask yourself, why won't they stop making them or make them illegal? But what would be the point of that? Because it's money, and sad to say, there are people in the world and in this country who really run stuff, and it's not your president. The president is not the most powerful man in the world. Stop letting them tell you that. Because if that was the case, he could snap his fucking fingers and anything whack. But they talking about they want to pass a background check bill. And this is how, government pacifies, most citizens. Passing a background check, what the fuck is that gonna do? Because a lot of these people who are doing these mass shootings usually don't have any bad background or whatever. So they get the guns and still commit mass shootings. So that's just fucking dumb. So I don't even think that, I don't even know why that bill or that legislation even been talked about. What the fuck is a background check gonna do? Apparently this dude had on social media, had posted the guns, and then he had in his bio, kids beware. Nobody saw this, but if I go on social media and put a comment towards anybody, you get flagged. I'm talking about we may cancel your account because I may use a swear word, but you didn't see any of this shit that he had posted before he did what he did. Really? Then the fact that this shit was in Texas, what, an hour away from the border, and it was a school full of Latino children, and they talking about they didn't have IDs, so these were illegal immigrants here in America going to school. I'm confused, because if that's the case, then how were they even in school? How were they being taught being illegals at all? Like, all this shit is confusing. So now they want you to run to the polls and vote, and ain't shit gonna happen. Because you're gonna have a bunch of crazy motherfuckers who call themselves Republicans. Like I say again, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. My First Amendment rights, are gonna try to take my guns away. Like, what are you guns to do? What? What are you protecting yourself from? Because if nobody had guns, then we had nothing to worry about. There's countries who don't have that. You know that, right? They don't have guns. Police officers don't have guns. But we are so brainwashed into believing certain things about this country and our rights or whatever. You don't really have any rights in the first place. Because if you had any rights, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you would not go for all these mass shootings of people being murdered, period. Because apparently the NRA don't give a fuck about kids. And then you got the news and the media reporting on this shit, and it's the same fucking script. Every time this happens. Oh, the families were so upset. They had so much potential. You just stand out front of the schools, and just like with the thing in Texas, they stand out front of the school. He had just wrote a letter to his mother. It was the last day of school graduation. So you giving all these stories about the families which ain't doing shit but making other folks who, hear about this or seeing this make them feel like, damn, that's sad. And it is sad. But that dude, stop with the bullshit stories, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. We all know it's a fucking elementary school. We know the age of the fucking kids. Like, we don't need to know it was a 10 years old. What you need to be doing, if you're really a journalist, you should be running up on politicians and asking them real questions about these bills instead of going and standing in front of this fucking school and telling all these heartbreaking stories to the American public, but ain't shit gonna happen. We are sheep, majority of us. We don't know what to think unless somebody telling us. Like I said before, some more shit gonna happen too. Just keep paying attention. Closer we get to elections, you can't have an election if you ain't got nothing to debate about.